Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a very special collaboration with my sweet dear friend Jenny at Lovely Moments Creating. Each month she hosts a What Would You Do collaboration. This month her co-host is DIY with Amber. I will have a link to both Jenny and Amber's channel in my description box below, as well as the playlist. For this challenge, we had to use wood in our projects, and the theme is Girls' Night Out. Now, I did a little bit of a twist to mine. It will be Girls' Night In. So let's go ahead and get started with project number 1. Using some of the tumbling tower pieces from Dollar Tree and some Gorilla Wood glue, we're going to create some beautiful coasters. I like to apply my wood glue with a paintbrush so that I can try to keep it from having too much seep through the seams. You'll take 3 of these and place them horizontally, and I'm using a straight edge to make sure I keep everything straight and even. After you have those 3 in place, you can add some wood glue to the end of one of the pieces and then the side, so that we can put 3 vertically above that. And as you go, if you have any wood glue that seeps through the seams, just make sure you wipe them off. Unless you're planning on painting this, then it would be okay, but because I'm going to stain it, the wood glue does not stain very well. It leaves a discoloration, so you want to make sure that you try to wipe as much of that off as possible. So now you have 3 horizontally and then 3 vertically, and we're going to repeat this on the opposite side, except we will do the 3 vertically next to the 3 horizontally, and then the vice versa at the top. So you will be using 12 tumbling tower pieces to create one coaster. After I have all of these pieces in place, I will take a paper towel again and make sure I wipe off any excess glue. You do want to let it set for just a minute, just so that it doesn't come apart when you move it, so that you can wipe the other side as well to make sure that it is nice and clean. And then I will repeat this and create 4 separate coasters. So you'll need 48 of the tumbling tower pieces to create 4 of the same size coasters. After all of these are completed and put together, I do like to make sure that they are nice and square and that I have pressed firmly to make sure each of those pieces will set up nicely. After all of the glue has dried, I'm going to create a stain using Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle, and I am mixing this with just some plain water. It's about a 1:10 ratio, so it is very little paint and a lot more water. I originally was just going to go around the edges and then the outside portion of each of the pieces, because I'm going to be placing something on top of this, but I found that it is better to just go ahead and stain both sides and then all 4 of the outside edges. So this just created a very light colored stain, and now I'm going to use these blank notes, which I found at Dollar General, for $1. They are absolutely gorgeous. I love the flower on the front, is just so beautiful, and I thought this would make some really beautiful coasters. I cut it down smaller than the actual coaster because I want that wood to show through on the outside. To attach this, I am using some matte Mod Podge, and I put a nice even amount across the entire top of the coaster as well as the back of this paper. Now, it is very thick paper, so you don't have to worry about it falling apart or crumbling. And then I can set that down right in the center of our coaster, smooth that out, and make sure all of the sides have sealed. And then I will go back over top of this entire piece on the top with the Mod Podge, making sure that I have a very even coat all the way across. I'll do that for all 4 coasters. And then after the Mod Podge has dried on the top, I do go in and Mod Podge the sides and the back as well. Because you're going to be setting drinks on this, I just thought that it would give it some added protection to make sure that all of it is sealed so that that wood would not get ruined. After it dries, you have some very beautiful coasters that you can serve your drinks on when you're having your girls' night in, and I think they turned out so beautiful. Let me know what you think of project number 1. For project number 2, we're creating a tray using this Easter sign from Dollar Tree. I just removed the rabbit and the hanger, and then I'll try to remove as much paper as possible. This actually came up fairly easy. What I couldn't get off, I made sure that I sanded those edges so that it was nice and smooth. Although I'm going to be covering it up, I want to make sure there weren't any grooves or bumps to prevent my wood from sitting flat. I am using the 1-gallon paint stir sticks that you can pick up at Lowe's. They're 10 in a pack, so you will need at least 2 packs. I cut the end off of the handle, and then I just took that piece and traced along 11 more pieces. So you will need 12 of these paint sticks to put on top of this sign. I'm securing it with hot glue, and I'm starting on one side at the bottom in the corner. You will have some excess left over on the side, but we will take care of that in just a moment. I will attach each one of these pieces as close as possible to the next piece and try to keep it as straight until I get to the end of the sign. You will also have a little bit of excess at the end, but we're going to cut all of that off and make sure everything is nice and flat and straight. After the glue sets, I just took a utility knife and cut the sign off of the edge, and you do have to cut it quite a few times. Of course, my utility knife was probably dull, so I went through the back and cut that after I could bend it back a little bit. And then you'll cut the side off in the same way using the utility knife so that you get a nice straight edge, and you have a nice straight edge on all 4 sides. I took some sandpaper and sanded all 4 sides of this to make sure everything was nice and smooth and straight. To create the sides for the tray, the 2 short ends, you will be able to use just one of the paint sticks. So that is long enough to be able to cut the handle off. I believe it was like 9 1/4 inches. And of course, I like to measure both ends because you never know if it's perfectly square or not. But in this case, they both were 9 1/4 inches. I cut that down with my handsaw, made sure I sanded the ends. Now this does have the ruler on the back side of it. So I am placing the ruler portion to the inside of the tray. I put hot glue at the bottom and then just held that up end to end on the sign until the glue sets up. And then I will repeat that on the opposite end for the short side. Then I can go in and add the 2 longer sides and make sure that I butt those up to the ends of the shorter sticks. Now on the longer sides, it will take 2 of the paint sticks because they're not long enough to go all the way across. So in order to kind of make it look even, I just took 2 and cut them so that they would meet in the middle. I believe it was about 6 1/2 inches for each of those, so it was about 13 inches for the long piece. Again, made sure that I sanded everything down nice and smooth, and then I could apply my hot glue at the bottom as well as one of the ends to make sure that I can glue that to the end on the short side. Hold that in place, and then I can go and add the other side in the same way. Then they'll meet right there in the middle, in the front, and then I can repeat this on the opposite side as well. Now this is going to be a beautiful serving tray. Of course, it's not going to be sturdy enough to serve drinks on, but I'll show you towards the end of this project what I mean by serving tray. I created the same stain mixture using the truffle paint and water and went over this entire piece, well, all of the wood pieces. I didn't paint the bottom because it was already a brown color from the sign. But I also made sure that I went on the top edge of each of the sides of the tray. and just tried to get a very nice even coat all the way around. After that dries, and it does take a little bit of time to dry because it's very watery, I'm going to take some of that same beautiful note card paper from Dollar General and cut this down to the width of the sides of the tray so that I can place these on the inside of the tray. I believe they were about 3/4 of an inch wide, and I tried to make sure that I was able to keep the design consistent going across so that each piece that butt up to the next one was cohesive all the way around. I applied it in the same manner I did with the coasters, using Mod Podge on the actual wood and then applying the Mod Podge to the back of the paper, and then seal that in. And I will repeat this around the entire inside of the sides of this tray. Just trying to make sure that I cut everything straight. And of course, that's why I'm using my Cricut paper cutter, because I don't cut the straightest lines, and this will provide me a nice straight line so everything butts up together. And then if a few little pieces are popping up, you add a little bit of Mod Podge, push them down, and get a nice good seal behind the paper. And then you will have to cut the end piece to match and flush up with the corner. After all the paper is applied, I go over that to seal it in with the Mod Podge around the entire pieces of the paper, as well as I will complete the inside of this tray on the other 3 sides. Now you have a beautiful tray that you can serve snacks to your friends that coordinates beautifully with the coasters, and you can also use this in your decor all year long. If you're new here and you're enjoying today's video, I'd love for you to click that subscribe button. Also visit me on Instagram, my website for free printables, and my Pinterest. Let's get started on project number 3, this gorgeous crate. Using 6 of these square wood planks from Dollar Tree, take one of those and cut it directly in half so you have 2 even pieces. I'm going to use hot glue at the bottom of one of the halves and apply that to the side of one of the wood planks. Now, I'm using hot glue for video purposes. I do recommend you use wood glue to give you a really long-term sturdy hold. I added a bead of hot glue on the back side of that short half piece and applied the next square to that. So it looks like we're creating dividers. Repeat that with the second half, adding it to the sides of that square, and then we'll add one more square to the end. So you'll have 3 full-size squares and those 2 half pieces in the middle to create dividers. Once that third piece is in place, take another one of the squares and apply the glue at the bottom, and we're going to add this to the end. So you'll have 2 full-size pieces on each end. And you do have to hold it in place for a little while to let that glue set up. Try to keep those end pieces as straight as possible, but if they lean, that's okay. We can fix that in just a little bit. Measuring from the outside ends, and I can't remember, but I think it was about 14 inches, I am using the 5-gallon paint stir sticks from Walmart this time. I usually get mine at Lowe's, but I picked these up at Walmart. They don't have the rulers on the side, so that was perfect for this project, but they are a lot thinner than the ones you pick up at Lowe's. I am making markings on the side so that I know where to apply my glue. I don't want to go above those marks when I put my hot glue on, because I'm going to stain this piece as well. Then I can attach that bottom piece and hold the outside edges as straight as possible to line everything up. Then I'm going to take the next piece and apply it to the top of the crate. So you're going to need 6 of those paint stir sticks for this project. I am applying the top piece so that when I add the middle piece, I can create equal distance between the two. And at this end, this is where you can hold that piece out and really make sure that you get it straight so everything's nice and square. Then I can add my centerpiece and try to keep it with equal distance. Otherwise, you could measure it, but it's such a tight fit. I mean, it's not a whole lot of distance between the two. So I just tried to eyeball it and make sure I had the same amount of distance between the top and the bottom. And you'll repeat this on the opposite side. And then you're going to have the cutest little cubby tray with these dividers in it. Once I get that last piece in place, I am going to stain this piece again using the same stain mixture that I used in the previous two projects, which is the truffle chalk paint made by Waverly mixed with water. Now I did put this one a little bit darker. I added a little bit more paint to it to bring out that wood grain effect. After it has completely dried, I am going to add a decal that I created on my Cricut to the front of this tray. And I did make sure I stained this entire piece, inside, outside, the bottom, the ends. I just like to have a very nice finished look. I have this as a free printable, this entire piece, because we're going to add the decal to each of the paint sticks on one side. I have this as a free printable on my website, which is in my description box below. If you are interested, you could certainly print this out, trace it onto your project, and use a chalk marker or a white marker or anything to transfer this on. After the decals are added, this project is finished, and I thought this would be the cutest way to display your games. If you're having the girls over and you're playing game night, you can have something to keep your score, your coasters, your game set in, but it also is a beautiful decor piece. You guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite. And please go check out the playlist to see all the beautiful creations everyone made for you today.